Oh, hey, how you doing? Hey, just finishing up my notes here. Anyway, hope you guys have been working hard on contacting your database and reaching out after the dynamic presentation for week 1 of the summer surge. Hey, now it's time for week 2. Happy Monday. And we're going to talk a little bit about open houses. Now, what's the purpose of an open house? Well, there's 2. One is to get some exposure and really try to get a listing sold. Get some people in the house, get some feedback, hopefully get a contract on that house. Number 2, great way for you as an agent to meet new buyers and hopefully bring them into the fold and sell them a home. So let's see, how can we do that better? You know, efficiency is the name of the game. When I first started as a young agent at Hometown Realty back in 1995, you know, one thing that's changed tremendously is the fact that I'm a lot more efficient with what I do right now. I need to meet fewer people than I used to in order to get one client. I mean, when I was first at this thing, I probably had to meet hundreds of people before I got a good one, or seemingly got a good one. But now it seems like I meet fewer people in some cases, but I get more clients. And I think it might have to do with me being a little bit more efficient, a little more effective at what I'm doing. So I want to help you become more effective and efficient at doing an open house. So what we're going to go over is what we call the perfect open house or the mega open house, and give you some guidelines on how to do this the right way. So thanks for being here, and hopefully we can give you some pointers that'll really pay big dividends for you. So here's the idea, okay? One of the problems is people wind up waiting until late in the week to schedule an open house. The first thing you want to write down is schedule the open house no later than Tuesday of the week before you're going to hold it open. So if you're going to hold an open house this coming weekend, well, you need to get on it today or tomorrow at the latest and get it done, okay? So once you have it scheduled, you want to go immediately to the agent services coordinator in your office and let them know. So that sets up a chain of events to where it gets on the company website, and then you can get it in MLS and a lot of other different ways that it's going to get exposed out there. But again, the sooner you do that, the more chance you have to build an audience. And that's what we're trying to do, is get as many people to this daggone thing as possible and also give you a lot of exposure. So what I like to do is to go to the office administrator or the agent services coordinator, as we now call our great staff at Hometown. We want to get them to help us generate flyers, and we want to go door to door and leave behind some things and meet some people. This is old school, but it works. You know, you go out and you can do, you can create maybe a market fact sheet or do a mini CMA for the area and have something of value to give to the neighbors. You can get the loan, your mortgage originator. You know, I get Mike Hall to put together a loan scenario or two for the house, and I put those together with these leave-behinds that we're delivering to the neighborhood. So how do you get those things out? Well, I like to knock on 10 doors across the street, or 10 doors to the left of the house, 10 doors to the right of the house, and then 20 on the other side of the street. Hey, it's hot. You know, nobody else is doing that right now. You know, now's your chance to really separate yourself from the competition. What does that do? It says, hey, you know, whoever you are, Hometown Realty agent is a go-getter. These people are hustling, and it's a good chance when you meet people on the other side of the house, they might say, hey, we're getting ready to sell, you know, next month. We want to definitely talk to you about that. So you may pick up some great listing leads as well as buyer leads for this property. You want to install your lead-in signs. You got to get those up Friday afternoon before your weekend open house. If you do it any earlier, good chance that somebody's going to maybe take them and move them, and you're you know, playing with the law there. So get them up on Friday afternoon. And when you go put the lead-in signs up, here's another great tip. Preview the house. Get in there and see it. Don't wait till you get there for the open house. Get in there and see it. If you have some suggestions, don't make them to the seller. Talk to the listing agent if you're not the listing agent. Obviously, if you're the listing agent, you can talk to the seller. But talk to the listing agent and see if you have some corrective criticism. Get that there. That allows the seller some time to work on those things before you actually get in and do the open house. So you're going to install those lead-in signs, preview the house. You're going to do some kind of a Facebook and social media campaign to get it out there. You could, if the listing agent has done a virtual tour video, or maybe you can even get permission to do a video with your cell phone as you walk through the house and post that. You might even want to send that not just to the neighbors and on Facebook. You may want to email that to your center of influence. They might know somebody who wants to move into the neighborhood. but it'll also show your center of influence that you're an active agent, that you get out and actually are working to help people sell houses every day. Let's see what else we have here. So the day of the show, you want to arrive at least 20 minutes early to the house. You want to have eaten lunch. Don't bring your lunch into the house and all that kind of stuff. Get there and be ready to go 20 minutes. Get all the lights on. Make sure the temperature is right in the house. Open the blinds. Get everything right so that when the time starts, if the open house starts at 1, you're going to be ready to go at 1. You don't want to get there at 1 and be putting out your signs and all that kind of crap. I like balloons. I think balloons tell people that, something's going on here today. You wouldn't believe some of the mistakes that I hear about our agents holding open houses. Not just our agents, agents all over. I've seen agents that didn't put a sign in front of the house. I guess they just thought people were going to use the force to figure out that the house was open. They didn't put lead-in signs. They didn't do anything. If you're going to do it, let's go all out. Let's make it worth your time to be there. Okay? Make sure you have some registration materials so you can capture the people's information. If you hold an open house and you don't get every single person's name who comes in the door, some people might not give it to you, but if you don't get most people's names and email addresses, cell phones, you're really wasting your time. So make sure you get all the guests to sign in. As you're there, you want to try to be a great host. You don't want to try to be in somebody's back pocket the entire time they're looking at the house, but you need to sort of learn how to work it. And the best way to do that, if you're new to the business, shadow another agent that's holding an open house. Do that a couple times and help you bring yourself up to speed on what works and what doesn't, and then develop your own style. So when the open house is over, go back, turn off all the lights, adjust the temperature back to where the seller had it if need be, and always leave the house better than you found it. That's so important. And it's important, again, not to be eating your lunch in the house and leaving a mess and all that kind of stuff. Leave it as in better shape than you found it. And I think a great thing is to write a note. If you have some of these with you, write a little note to the seller thanking them, whether you're the listing agent or whether you're just an agent who's holding it open for the listing agent. Write a little note, leave it on the kitchen counter. That's a great touch to show everyone how professional we are at Hometown Realty and how we really appreciate the effort of them getting the house ready for us. As soon as you leave or even before you leave, it's a good idea to call or email the listing with feedback. Here's a question. Sometimes the seller might come home a little bit early or you encounter the seller. Be careful with your communication with the seller. I'm not saying you don't want to talk to them and you don't want to be nice to them, but if they start asking specific questions about the marketing effort and your opinion about things, try to defer that to the listing agent if you're not the listing agent, because you know what? They're the ones that have that relationship with the client. Let them answer the questions. If somebody says, hey, well, what do you think about Joe's effort so far, and what do you think about Facebook advertising or whatever else? You might want to say, well, hey, you know what? Joe's your agent. Joe's the expert. I would defer those questions to Joe. I think that's a better way to do it than risking having a difference of opinion with the listing agent, maybe causing some problems. We don't want that. So make sure you send the feedback to the agent right away. That's very important so that they can get the word back to the seller, who's going to be very anxious to receive that. On Monday, if not before, you want to follow up with all the unrepresented contacts and send handwritten notes to those people that have visited, the ones that are unrepresented by agents that have visited the open house. You also want to make sure that you get, for those that were represented by agents, get that information to the listing agent so they can do that follow-up with the buyer's agents. That's very important as well. Then over the next week or so, you're going to want to try to call and email the people that had been there that didn't respond right back to you, and stay on those folks. Probably a good rule of thumb is, if you write them a couple notes, maybe 3 notes or 3 contacts that way via email, handwritten note, maybe a text, and then if you call them 3 times, if you don't get any response from that, well then maybe it's okay to move on. So that's sort of it in a nutshell. There's more details to it, but what we want to do is try to get as many open houses scheduled as we can for this coming weekend. Our goal as a company is to do 150 open houses. I mean, think of what that's going to do. People will be driving around Richmond, and everywhere they turn, there's going to be a Hometown Realty open house. That's going to benefit all of us because it's going to show people that you know what, Hometown Realty is hustling, everybody else is kicking back. And that'll give us a great lead. So what we're going to attach here with this email, we're going to have the notes that I've been working off of. We're also going to have a little checklist for you as well. And then, you know, your sales manager can help you. If you're having trouble, if you don't have any listings to hold open, you want to talk to your sales manager, and he or she will try to put you together with a listing agent who's got some homes that want to be held open. And then hopefully that'll make it easy for you to go out there and get it. Again, next week we talk about going out and seeing our people. That's going to be a lot of fun. We've got some pop-by gifts that we're going to give you to give to your clients. And I think there's nothing better than going out and actually seeing the people as far as building those relationships that are going to start yielding referrals. So again, thanks for your hard work. Thanks for paying attention to this. I hope you have a great week in the business. And if you need anything, feel free to give me a call. Again, my number is 244-1022. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.